So here we are back with the Fireball pinball machine. I took the playfield out, got it mounted on a stand. As you can see, the cabinet I think is in very good shape considering it's about 50 years old. Artwork is beautiful, very few scratches in it. I started taking apart some of the plastics. I have to go through the bottom panel yet, and right now I'm just doing the playfield. Playfield is very good as well. I mean, a couple of minor chips, some dirt swirls, but nothing major. All the paint is, all the artwork is still there. All the plastics are nice. I don't see any cracks in the plastics. I started taking apart this over here and this section. I just put it back on there so you can see what it looks like. But I used Novus number 2 to clean off the playfield, and then I used the Blitz wax, carnival wax. I'm just going to do a section at a time because the screws are all different sizes and I don't want to mess it all up. So I'm going to just do one section at a time, clean it up, wax it, and then clean off the plastics. Are pretty filthy. You could probably just see some of the dirt on there. So I'll probably use Windex on the one side and maybe just plain water on the painted side. And I also use a Dremel tool with a felt tip on it with Novus number 2 to clean off the screw tops. I used to use a tumbler, but you know, that takes several hours, and like I said, the screws are all different sizes, so I'd rather just use the Dremel tool with a felt tip on it and put some Novus number 2 on it, and I could just polish these up real fast. So that's what I do with these and the screw heads and some of these other metal pieces. I did this one. For some reason this one's staying dull, but these came out pretty good. And so let me show you that Dremel tool I'm using. So it's variable speed, and I got it set on a low speed. The fibers still shoot out, but it's not that bad. I'm going to end up cleaning the playfield anyway, so I just do all the metal pieces first, like the screw tops, and then I'll do the playfield with the cleaner Novus number 2 and the polish. That's it, little felt tip, and I'll put a little dab of the Novus number 2 in here and just polish up all the screw heads. So a long process, but I'm not looking to get it perfect. I'm just looking to get it cleaned up, get the playfield protected with wax, and do all the adjustments to get it working again, and get a new set of playfield rubbers on it. But really is in beautiful shape, unbelievable. I picked this up about 25 years ago or so. I did a swap with somebody, I forgot, somebody who lives in the area. And that was a Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man for this pinball machine. I think that's what it was. So long ago, I don't remember. But yeah, I finally took it out of storage, and I'm going to clean it up and get it working again. So that's the scoop. Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, back again. So I'm going through every point, cleaning them. Some point you can use a file on, or a paper a flex stone, or a sandpaper type flex stone, and others you only use a piece of cardboard to clean out. Depends on the type of points they are. But I wanted to show you how I test for continuity and things like that with the meter, and make sure the points are working correctly and they're spaced correctly. Hold on one second while I set up the camera. Okay, so I'll try to get a better angle on this. It's easy. You see there's a bunch of points in here, and here's the coil. When it activates, what you can see right now, there he is. Let me get something to point with here. see right here, this set of points is making contact, and then set right next to it is not. And when you activate the coil, you see the top set opens up and the bottom set closes. You can see it on this next one too. Now it's normally closed, so they're making contact, and then when this coil activates, or this magnet activates, it opens up. So I'm going through every point and making sure they're working appropriately while I have the playfield out. And then I'm using this Flexstone file. It's like sandpaper, and I'm going in between each one and cleaning it just a little bit. And what I'll do is I'll activate. See if I can get a good one. This one. Okay, I'll show you here on this point. Normally closed. I'll slip this in between there. Get it over by the. It's hard to do with just one hand. See if I can open it up. There we go. You can see it's right there on that point. Now I'll just move up and down a little bit, just a few times. That's all you need. And I make sure it's still adjusted right. Looks good. And on this, I'll show you one other one here that's a little different. It's a little hard to see, but this one is normally open. You keep an eye on this point right here. And activates, it closes. So what I do in this one is I'll put this Flexstone, slide it in between there, and then I'll hold this closed and move this Flexstone file up and down to clean it. This way it has a little bit of tension on it. Once I do all of them, then I'll hook up the multimeter on continuity test, and I'll make sure all the points are making and breaking the way they're supposed to. Let me show you that right now. So this is the meter. Sorry that it's so dark in here. It's an old Craftsman I have for about 25 years now. I've got it set on diode test, continuity test. And when you touch them together, it should sound. You can hear it beeping, hopefully. So what I do is, at every one of those points, I will attach. Since I have to do this by myself, tangle the cables here. All right. So. So I've got here the meter's sounding off because it's making continuity. So here is one leaf. I've got it, the alligator clipped here, and here is the other leaf I got it clipped to, and I got to make sure this one isn't touching that. the other tab, otherwise it's going to always sound. It'll be a bad test. But anyway, so now we follow this here, and good. So I know that point's adjusted correctly. See, it's making contact normally closed, and then if this were to activate, those points open up and it stops beeping. So that's how I know that's cleaned and correctly adjusted. Now if you look at the one right over here, normally open on these points, now I have to move the black lead onto this leaf here in the back. Even if the meter sounds the way it should sound, like when the points are closed you hear the meter go off, when the points are open they're not going off. When the points are closed and it's sounding, I've had it happen where it's still not touching, there's still not enough pressure and not enough electricity goes through to activate the score wheel or a feature on the playfield. But 90% of the time doing this test tells me that the wiring is good, the points are clean, and they seem to be there seems to be enough pressure on it. But you know, when you do it, I just make sure that there's a little bit of a wiping motion. See how this top point here, I make sure that at least it moves a little bit, which ensures you can see it just move some. That's all you really need, and that's how I know there's enough tension on it. And this bottom one, see how that bottom leaf moves, and that's how I know there's enough tension on that. So I have to go through every one of these points. I've already cleaned them, but I have to check continuity across the whole mess of them here, and there's 3, 6, 9 of them, 7. Yeah, 3, 6, 7 of these sets of points. I'd rather do it all now while the playfield is out of the game, cleaning everything up. All right, thank you.